Break down, take down, everybody wants into the crowded line. Break down, take down, you busted.
Minnesota Vikings offensive line this last week played horrendous. If you ask Mike Zimmer, he would have said as much. But I'm going to tell you what, it's not all on the offensive line because the reality is they aren't very good in the first place. So you have to adjust as a quarterback to make that happen. And we've seen what Sam can do when he adjusts as a quarterback. And how the quarterback can adjust, he can ensure that his launch points are on par. And you'll see what happens when Sam Bradford's launch points, and it's that moment where he throws the ball around 7 to 8 yards or less, you're going to see the results. Starting with this play, 7 to 8 yard launch point. Two things happen. First, he's going to get the ball out in 2.4 seconds. The rush isn't going to get there most likely 2.4 seconds. And then he's putting himself in position, as you'll see. This is a 4 to 5 yard launch point. When your launch point's around 5, 6, 7, even 8 yards, it makes it to where even if you have a rusher that beats your edge guys, that beats your tackles, it makes it almost impossible for them to get home. And this is an excellent example here. Here's a 7 to 8 yard launch point, and you're going to see on the edge here, this rusher, he's going to beat the tackle deep. But because of Sam Bradford's launch point, two things are going to happen. A, the rusher's not going to get there because he has to go all the way around and then step back up into the pocket. Unless the play lasts 3.5, 4 seconds, the rusher will not get there. And this is even a long time to be in the pocket. Generally, you like to get the ball out under 3 seconds. But if you have that sound launch point, like you're going to see 6 to 7 yards again, two things again. The rushers can't get there because they're going to be going too deep. And the second thing is you're going to get the ball out in a short amount of time to where the rush will count for nothing. Now, fast forward to this last week against the Philadelphia Eagles, it wasn't that way. His launch points were deeper. He was drifting in the pocket, 8 to 9 yards on average were his launch points against the Philadelphia Eagles. The problem with that, there's two. You're now putting yourself in position to where the edge guy, he can just run the hoop. He doesn't have to run the hoop and then step up, which gives him no time. So he's able to get to the quarterback. And then you're going to see that Sam is slower in getting the ball out. Now, I know the ball was knocked loose, but his time to release or his time to throw the ball isn't at the low 2-second range. You're getting up to the 3 seconds, and you just don't have a chance with this offensive line that is so poor in pass protection. Again, 8 to 9 yard launch point. Now, this one has some middle pressure, but still, you're making it harder on your offensive line who already has their limitations to begin with. And then what begins to happen is the mental part starts to kick in for Sam Bradford. He starts chasing ghosts. Now he's got a 9 to 10 yard launch point. Problem is, though, Sam Bradford has his primary. He's going to fall down. And so Sam's all of a sudden thinking, oh, boat falls down. He's still got somewhat of a pocket to work with. And look who he's got turning back to him here. Now I know there's corners ready to break on those throws, but Sam now has been burnt so much by the rush that he's starting to look at ghosts, chase ghosts, to where he's not even able to make plays downfield and be functional. Again, you're going to see a deeper set, but it was just purely the offensive line got beat. No chance. Again, launch point 8 to 9 yards. And on this play, if he just starts to step up more here, he can buy some time coming out to his right, and you're going to see that there will be receivers starting to break into windows when he does that. And also, here's the 6 to 7 yard launch point is where you most likely want to be at. But because, again, he had been beaten, he'd been sacked, he'd been hit enough to where it affected his ability to be able to navigate the pocket. Here he could have been able to sort of float up top and slide out to his right. And you're going to see this receiver is going to come right into this window. But Sam's not going to see him because he's basically got his feet set in stone, not navigating the pocket, and the rusher's able to get to him. So you can say all you want that the offensive line is the problem. I would say there's an agreement with that. Mike Zimmer said as much, but also there needs to be some blame thrown Sam Bradford's way because the quarterback can do a lot and help neutralizing the weaknesses and shortcomings of their offensive line, which Sam Bradford this last week versus Philadelphia was unable to do.
Break down, take down, everybody wants into the crowded line. Break down, take down, you busted.